Hello everyone, Mr. English is back with you. Today I'm gonna teach you how to attempt IELTS reading, and the question type is which paragraph contains the following information. So let's read the instruction portion. These are the 5 questions in this category. So reading passage 1 has 5 paragraphs. These are A to E. These are the small paragraphs given. Okay, so let's find out, and the answer would be written in front of each question statement in form of A, B, C, D or E. Okay, and sometimes letter can be repeated, might be the same information could be repeated in the same paragraph. Okay, so you must be very careful about it. So let's find what is the tip and the technique behind it, how to attempt this type of the question. So first of all, you read all the 5 statements, okay, and then encircle, underline, or just keep in mind the 5 keywords which will help you out in finding the information from the source passage. So let's read the first question statement. It's examples of wildlife other than bats which don't rely on vision to navigate by. So it means there are 2 types of animals given over here. One is bats and the animals other than bats. So that one must keep in mind. It's an example of wildlife, and just like bats, they don't rely on vision. Fine. The second word is how early mammals avoided dying out. So avoided dying out is important, and early mammals. We will find various such kind of reference given in the passage. Then the third one is why bats hunt in the dark. Okay, I mean there is some reason behind hunting in the dark. So the key word is hunt in the dark. Okay, and the fourth one is how a particular discovery has helped our understanding of bats. So I mean it's about a discovery. Surely it's a kind of research that has yielded some important results. Okay, an understanding of bats. And the fifth question is early military uses of echolocation. So means there will be military weapons or machines or military applications would be used of echolocation. Okay, so these are the 5 questions, and the 5 words which I would select each from the statement, that is the example of wildlife. Okay, it could be definitely type of animals. And the second one is avoided dying out. This word I would just pick it out because it could be the same word or just a synonym or with words or phrases with the same meaning. And the next one is hunting in the dark. Hunting in the dark. Okay, and then the other one is particular discovery. For what? Particular discovery. My focus is particular discovery. And the next one is military. Okay, use of military uses. So these are the keywords which would be definitely in my mind while attempting. So let's move to the source passage where this information could be available. So the 5 words are already there in your mind. So whatever the so let's begin from the passage A and read it accordingly. So let's begin. So bats have a problem how to find their way around in the dark. So they hunt at night and cannot use light to help them find prey and avoid obstacles. So in the first you can say 2 lines of you can find there is information just like hunting at night, and they cannot use light. So this type of information, the keyword is there. So what about the why bats hunt in the dark? This is the answer of the question number 3. So it could be written, the answer of the question number 3 should be written as a letter A because the information is in passage A. So let's move ahead, and might be while reading I could find another answer of some questions. You might say that this is a problem of their own making. One day they could avoid simply by changing their habits and hunting by day, but the daytime economy is already heavily exploited by other creatures such as birds. Okay, given that there is a living to be made at night, and given that alternative daytime trades are thoroughly occupied, natural selection has favored bats that make a go of the night hunting trade. It is probably that nocturnal trades go way back in the ancestry of all mammals. So, I mean, it's about the ancestry of all mammals. It's a very important information. In the time when the dinosaurs dominated the daytime economy, our mammalian ancestors probably only managed to survive. Wow, this is a very important phrase, managed to survive. And I just recall the word in my mind, how early mammals avoided dying out. So this information has been repeated, and I am sure the answer to the question number 2 is again same, and the letter is A. It should be the answer of question number 2. And let's move ahead. Okay. All right. So I think so. The two information has been found out, and let's move to the passage B. Okay. So bats have an engineering problem: how to find their way and find their prey in the absence of light. Bats are not only the creatures to face the difficulty today. Obviously, the night-flying insects. This is the information about the the animals other than bats. Don't rely on vision, and they prey on must find their way about somehow. So these are deep sea fish and whales. Have little or no light by day or by night. So I believe that again this is the fish and dolphins that live in extremely muddy water cannot see. So this is the wildlife. The question, it was definitely question number 1, example of wildlife, okay, other than bats. So surely the answer to the question number 1 is B, okay, because it is in subpassage B. So these first 3 questions have been found in the 2 passages. Let's talk about the particular discovery and military uses. If I find any kind of word in the upcoming scanning, then it will be very helpful to find the the answer to these 2 questions, question number 4 and 5. So given the questions of how to maneuver in dark, what solutions might an engineer consider? The first one that might occur to him is to manufacture light, to use a lantern or searchlight. Fireflies and some fish, usually with the help of bacteria, have the power to manufacture their own light, but the process seems to consume a large amount of energy. Fireflies use their light for attracting mates. This doesn't require a prohibitive amount of energy. A male's tiny pinprick of light can be seen by a female from some distance on a dark night, since her eyes are exposed directly to the light source itself. However, using light to find one's own way around requires vastly more energy, since the eyes have to detect the tiny fraction of the light that bounces off each part of the scene. The light source must therefore be immensely brighter if it is to be used as a headlight to illuminate the path than if it is to be used as a signal to others. In any event, whether or not the reason is the energy expense. It seems to be the case that, with the possible exception of some weed deep fish, no animals apart from man uses manufactured light to find its way about. So in this passage I have found no information about the question number 4 or 5. Let's move to the passage D. What else might the engineers think of? Well, blind humans sometimes seem to have an uncanny sense of obstacles in their path. So it has been given the name facial vision because blind people have reported that it feels a bit like the sense of touch on the face. A report tells of a totally blind boy who could ride his tricycle at a good speed round the block near his home using facial vision. Experiments show that, in fact, facial vision is nothing to do with the touch or front of the face, although sensation may be referred to the front of the face, like referred the pain in a phantom limb. The sensation of facial vision, it turns out, really goes through the ears. Blind people, without even being aware of the fact, are actually using echoes of their own footsteps and of their sounds to sense the presence of obstacles. So before this was discovered, engineers had already built instruments to exploit the principle, for example, to measure the depth of the sea under a ship. After this technique had been invented, it was only a matter of time before weapon designers adapted it for the detection of submarines. So both sides in Second World War relied heavily on these devices under such code names like SDIC British, sonar this American, as well as radar American, or RDF British, which uses radio echoes rather than sound. So this information in the last passage is there, which I think so. It's related to question number what if we find this one, early military uses of echolocation. So this information is here. Look at, so like finding echolocation, I mean detecting, like just look at before weapon designers adapted it for the detection of submarines. Okay, so and they use what, radio echoes rather than sound echoes. So this is the basic information that is given, and the answer to the question number 5 is D. Okay, so let's find what is the last one. It's about a particular discovery. So let's move to the last passage, and the passage is passage number E. So the sonar and the radar pioneers did not know it then, but all the world now knows that the bats, or the rather natural selection working on bats, had perfected the system tens of millions of years earlier, and their radar achieves feats of detection and navigation that would strike an engineer dumb with admiration. It is technically incorrect to talk about the bat radar, since they don't use radio waves. So it is sonar, but the underlying mathematical theories of radar and sonar are, so okay, it's about the theories. I think this could be the relevant information. So, and much of our scientific understanding of the details of what bats are doing has come from applying radar theory to the man. Again, it's a theory. So I think so that it's about discovery. So the American zoologist Donald Griffin, this person has done certain research, who was largely responsible for the discovery of the sonar. This is the particular discovery, the exact word we have found. What it was, discovery of the sonar in bats, coined the term echolocation to cover both sonar and radar, both used by animals or by human instruments. So this is the area of the particular discovery. So the answer to the question number 4 is E. So we will put E. So you have come to know this is quite easy. There was no use of any verbosity or anything like that, but it was simply going through the information. It was just simply scanning, and where do you find the relevant word, you should stop and then answer the questions. When you are a beginner, so don't try to rush, never try to haste, rather just take too much time. But with the passage of time, when you will learn the art of attempting the question type, so I can be certain, while using this kind of technique, you can easily find the information from the passage. But you have to be very much careful about it. You should be very much meticulous about it. So I will be there in the next videos with you, and I will keep on teaching you how to attempt such kind of questions even in my upcoming videos. So hope so you might have enjoyed. We have attempted the 5 questions, and the question type was that finding the information from the passage. I'll be back with you. If you like my video, so subscribe my YouTube channel, share it, and get benefit out of it. Mr. English will be back with you.